Béla Kiss, Hungarian, Béla Kiss, the 28th of July 1877, after the 4th of October 1916, was a Hungarian serial killer. He is thought to have murdered at least 23 young women and one man, and attempted to pickle their bodies in large metal drums that he kept on his property. Background: Béla Kiss was born in Isaac, Austria-Hungary to János Kiss and Verona Varga. At a young age, Kiss probably had incestuous relationship with his mother. A tinsmith, Béla Kiss lived in Cincoda, then a town near Budapest, now a neighborhood within the city itself, since 1900. He was an amateur astrologer and allegedly fond of occult practices. Kiss was married twice, and had two children, Aranka and Ilonka. In 1912, Kiss hired a housekeeper, Mrs. Jakubek, after his wife had reportedly abandoned him for a lover. Jakubek noticed that Kiss corresponded with a number of women, typically through advertisements he would place in newspapers, offering his services as either a matrimonial agent or a fortune teller. He sometimes brought the women individually to his home. However, his housekeeper had little contact with the women. Kiss was never on intimate terms with his neighbors, even though he was well-liked. Townsfolk also noticed that Kiss had collected a number of metal drums. He had told the town police, who questioned him about the drums, that he filled them with gasoline in order to prepare for the rationing in the oncoming war. When World War I began in 1914, he was conscripted and left his house in Jakubek's care. Criminal activity: in July 1916, Budapest police received a call from Kiss' landlord who had found 7 large metal drums. The town constable had remembered Kiss' stockpile of gasoline, and he led needy soldiers to them. Upon attempting to open the drums, a suspicious odor was noted. Detective Chief Karoli Nagy headed an investigation and opened one of the drums, against the protests of Jakubek. There they discovered the body of a strangled woman. The other drums yielded similarly gruesome content. A search of Kiss' house resulted in a total of 24 bodies. Nagy informed the military that they should arrest Kiss immediately, if he was still alive. There was also a possibility that he was a prisoner of war. The name, unfortunately, was very common. Nagy also arrested Jakubek and asked the postal service to hold any possible letters to Kiss, in case he had an accomplice that could warn him. Nagy initially suspected that Jakubek might have had something to do with the murders, especially when Kiss had left her money in his will. Jakubek assured police that she knew absolutely nothing about the murders. She showed them a secret and locked room Kiss had told her never to enter. The room was filled with bookcases but also had a desk that held a number of letters, Kiss correspondence with 74 women, and a photo album. Many of the books were about poisons or strangulation. From the letters, Nagy discerned several things. The oldest of the letters were from 1903, and it became clear that Kiss was defrauding the women, usually middle-aged, who had been looking for marriage. He had placed ads in the marriage columns of several newspapers and had selected mainly women who had no relatives living nearby and knew no one who would quickly notice their disappearance. He wooed them and convinced them to send him money. Police also found old court records that indicated that 2 of his victims had initiated court proceedings because he had taken money from them. Both women had disappeared, and the cases had been dismissed. Each woman who came to the house was strangled. Kiss pickled their corpses in alcohol and sealed them in the airtight metal drums. Police found that the bodies had puncture marks on their necks and that their bodies were drained of blood. This led them to believe that Kiss may have been practicing vampirism. Escape: on October 4, 1916, Nagy received a letter that stated that Kiss was recuperating in a Serbian hospital. However, Nagy arrived at the hospital too late. Kiss had fled and substituted the dead body of another soldier in his bed. Nagy alerted all the Hungarian police. However, all the alleged sightings police investigated were wrong. Sightings: on several later occasions, speculation arose that Kiss had perhaps faked his death by exchanging identities with a dead soldier named Makary during the war. He was reportedly cited numerous times in the following years. Various rumors emanated as to his actual fate, including that he had been in prison for burglary in Romania or he had died of yellow fever in Turkey. In 1920, a soldier in the French Foreign Legion reported on another legionnaire named Hoffman. The name Kiss had been used in some letters who had boasted how good he was at using a garrote, and who fit Kiss' description. Hoffman deserted before police could reach him. The last known sighting occurred in New York City in 1932. In that year, homicide detective Henry Oswald was certain he had observed Kiss emerging from the New York City subway at Times Square, Manhattan. There were also rumors that Kiss was living in the city and working as a janitor, although these could not be verified. When the police went to interview the janitor, he had already left. Kiss' eventual fate and exact number of victims remain unknown. In popular culture, the play 32 by Antonin Artaud was inspired by the case. The German horror movie Béla Kiss, Prologue, aka The Kiss of a Killer or Natural-Born Killer, by director Lucien Forstner, released in 2013, is based on Kiss' biography. The novel Hill House by Gopi Katar was inspired by the true events in the life of Béla Kiss. The song, the alphabet serial song by Amory Lovell, lists Béla Kiss as the B. The song, Béla Kiss by Blood-Sucking Zombies from Outer Space, is based on the Béla Kiss murders. The song, Béla Kiss by Gazpacho, is based on the Béla Kiss murders. The song, Béla Kiss by John 5 is inspired by the Béla Kiss murders. The song, Béla's Kiss by Funk and the Two-Tone Baby is inspired by the Béla Kiss murders. See also List of serial killers by country, List of serial killers by number of victims, List of fugitives from justice who disappeared, Elizabeth Bathory, Vera Renzi. References. Further reading: Wilson, Colin, Wilson, Damon, Wilson, Rowan, 1993. World Famous Murders. London, Parragan. Pages 382-386. ISBN 9780752501222. External links: Crime Library article about Béla Kiss.